Hello. We've all been in stressful situations in life. Your body gets tense and your mind races. You think of futures that might be, and even the situation at hand just seems so insurmountable. Where do I go? How do I get out of this? Will anything ever be the same again? How do we get ourselves out of this funk? Well, what if I told you there was a pretty easy way to get you out of that funk? Well, what is this miracle, you ask? Well, you already have it, and it's humor. I know a little bit about humor. I'm a joker. I like to make jokes to make myself feel better and to connect with others. I make jokes during the brightest times of my life and even the darkest times of my life. And that's because I believe humor is the most important coping mechanism that you can use when life gets stressful. Now, in this speech, I'd like to go over first, what is humor, broadly speaking? Second, why is humor such a great coping mechanism? And then thirdly, how do we use humor in stressful situations in life to make ourselves feel better? So first, let's get a good understanding of what humor is. So what is humor? Well, we know humor through jokes. It's the easiest and earliest way that we connect with one another. So psychologists study this and came up with 4 different humor styles. 2 in particular, Rod Martin and Patricia Doris helped develop the humor style questionnaire and came up with 4 different styles of humor. One is affiliative, or humor between friends or strangers. 2 is self-enhancing, or humor that makes ourselves feel better and bring ourselves up. 3 is self-defeating, like self-deprecating or humor that brings us down. And 4 is aggressive, humor that we use to put down others or put down strangers. Now, using the human style questionnaire, the HSQ, they were able to see how affiliative and self-enhancing were actually very positive and make you felt better, while self-defeating and aggressive humor kind of brought you down. So when you're using humor and you want to feel better, usually self-enhancing or affiliative humor makes you feel better. Now, how do we employ these? Well, we use different comedy styles. In an article entitled Broadening Humor, Comic Styles Differently Tapped into Temperament, Character, and Ability, they identified 8 different comedy styles. One being fun, benevolent humor, nonsense, wit, irony, satire, sarcasm, and cynicism. These 8 different styles, when used, can help elicit a humorous response in one of the 4 subcategories. Now, I know what you're saying. Jared, that's some great scientific research you found to help prop up your speech, but why should I use it when I'm feeling stressful? Why is it such an important coping mechanism? Well, it's because humor is natural. It happens all around us all the time. We are kind of affected by it or help elicit it. Personally, I use it to help myself in my life. Me and my wife have been together for 10 years, and we both have our different ups and downs and our flaws. And how do we keep each other from killing the other? Well, we use humor. We'd like to make each other laugh. It helps de-escalate stressful situations and just connects us to one another, along with many other things. Now, I'm not here to say that any other way to de-stress is bad, like meditation or relaxation exercises. Those are all very good, but they take time and they take a lot of preparation. And some people can't always find the benefits of that. And using humor helps you gain friends. Having a good sense of humor can help connect you to one another. So not only are you de-stressing your life, but having a good sense of it helps connect you to more people. It's just all around helpful in your life in general. So that's why it's a good coping mechanism. But during those stressful times, how do you use it? How do I elicit humor when life is so brutal? Well, I'm going to tell you a personal story of how I use it. I was driving home in my car at the time, and I heard a pop under the hood, and then smoke started just billowing out of the top of it. My car caught on fire, and I didn't know what to do, and I was freaking out. So I pulled into a nearby parking lot, and I was like, I gotta get out of this car. I called 911, and I did the same thing. My mind raced. I didn't know what I was gonna do. This is my only car. How am I gonna get my wife to work? How am I gonna get to work? I'm gonna lose my apartment. All those things, all in that second. But the moment that I remember the most out of it was that a car right then was passing by and rolled down their window and just yelled, "Car fire! Car fire!" and then sped away. Like, what was the point that person was trying to do? Were they just trying to, point out that a car was on fire? Were they did they just like learn that car fires happen and they explain to the world, oh my god, here it is in reality? You could try to use humor to find the bright side of situations. It's hard to at the time. You really are just bogged down by it. But we don't always have to be bogged down. I was able to survive, and what I remember from that story is that random guy driving his car by. We use humor to make ourselves feel better about situations. We try to find the bright side, even though it's hard to find the bright side in situations. That's an easy way to do it. Now, even if you can't do that, the world is just full of comedy and humorless things. Rent your favorite comedy movie. Go read a humorous comic book or a novel, something that makes you feel better and laugh. Play your favorite humorous video game. I personally like Goat Simulator. It's really strange and weird and makes me chuckle every time. Or even just going online and sharing those crazy memes. I can't tell you how many times I've been in like really stressful situations in life and I just thought about the G.I. Joe PSAs over and over again, which is a reference for some of you, and it makes me laugh still. Like I'm just thinking about one. See how nice that is when we elicit that reaction, when we come back to a humorous thing, we feel better. We feel more upright. I've gone over what humor is, why I think it's such an important coping mechanism, and how to use it in your life when things get stressful. I want you to take away that you don't have to live the rest of your life in stress. You don't have to be in that funk forever. Humor is a way to get out of it. We all live in these dark times. Things are getting more bleak and life is getting way more stressful. Couldn't we all just use a little laughter? Couldn't we all just have a little bit of humor? Thanks.